Welcome to the second installment in the Ontario Swine Health Advisory Board Pig Transport video series. In the first video, we went through the steps taken to properly wash and dry a truck and trailer. We explained why all this work happens to prevent disease transmission during pig transport, and if you remember, we have 130 million reasons to get it right because PRRS costs our Canadian swine industry $130 million per year. We often think of the swine industry as a pyramid. Genetic suppliers are at the top of the pyramid. If something goes wrong at the top, the whole pyramid can become infected. Genetic suppliers spend thousands of dollars testing to ensure the animals they sell are free of bad diseases. They invest significant time and money in biosecurity programs to reduce the risk of disease introduction. We must make sure that the truck that transports these replacement animals to their customers does not make all this effort a waste of time and money. When transporting replacement stock, a failure to properly wash, disinfect, and dry a trailer is not an option. That's why we audit a trailer after a wash. Unfortunately, not all audited trailers pass the audit. We hope that by showing you the most common areas that we find not clean after a genetic wash will be helpful and reduce the number of audited trailers that must be re-washed. Let's start the inspection. The main point of inspection is to provide a second or third set of eyes to make sure that the trailer is truly clean. If we can find areas that still pose a threat of disease transmission in the trailer, then it will have to go through the washing, disinfecting, and drying program again. Inspection of the trailer begins with an exterior walk around.
I like to check both sides of the winter panel, make sure that the surface, that there hasn't been anything missed on the backside.
Common fail points are storage boxes. These are difficult to get dry because of the tight corners, tough to clean as well. Any tools or equipment stored in these compartments should have been taken out and washed. The equipment gets inspected too.
Check my broom, because brooms are something that they often leave shavings still in. And then if I had a rubber seal, I'd be checking the rubber seal. You can see we've got intact seals all the way around the surface. So that's, if we're gonna have a seal, we need to keep it in this kind of condition. This is one step up from a drain hole because what's happened is the lip of this storage box has actually been built up in order to be flush with the opening. That allows the washer simply to power wash completely and then just let all the material drain straight out. Okay, so when you've got a hollow board, you can collect material in here. Looks like we've done a good job of trying to clean this side, but you always want to check everywhere. So we're gonna check the second side, and sure enough, we got manure collected in the second side here. And I know that the guys who have to work with the pigs prefer a hollow board because it's a lot easier and a lot lighter for them to move. So I prefer solid board because I can get it cleaner, but if we're going to use hollow boards, then it's part of our job to make sure that we don't have this kind of an issue with manure being trapped inside the boards.
Tops of rails, especially on upper decks. These are prone to overspray from the interior, and the upper rails can just be hard to reach. Rims. This is another place where water accumulates, and if this isn't addressed, they won't dry. If you find standing water in the rim, it may be an indication that drying time was insufficient.
Puddles and standing water take a long time to just dry naturally. So if you can, you come through the clean cloth, you pick up any of this water, shop back it out, and that'll speed drying times considerably.
This is also a great time to open a few side doors and get a feel for the interior wash. Be sure to check the underside of any vertical surfaces and check the truck interior for standing water that may have accumulated when the trailer was moved. If it is not dry, it will not pass. Once the exterior walk-around is complete, it's time to look inside the trailer. Special care must be taken by the inspector when entering the trailer to ensure that no germs are dragged into the trailer at this point. Wear clean outer clothes and boot covers. Good lighting is essential. Use a flashlight. Using a standardized checklist when auditing a washed trailer helps ensure you have a look at all of the critical areas. Once inside the trailer, an inspector's job is to visualize every surface and confirm that they are clean and dry. Remember, washers, your inspector will climb up and look at the third floor nose compartment even if it is a tough climb.
In many cases, we have these ramps with the steps on them so that the pigs don't slip, but the drawback to those ramps is they often collect standing water, which makes them difficult to dry. So if you haven't, like in this trailer, had drain holes drilled through to let the water out, you're going to need to make sure that you get rid of that standing water with either a leaf blower or a cloth.
Common fail spots on an interior inspection are slide rails. This is one of the first places to look when doing a trailer inspection. Countless trailer washes have failed here. This is a spot that novice washers should definitely be aware of.
Let's get the bungee off. Okay, so bungee's off. And then because these are bungeed up, they often have not been pulled out. And clearly somebody's had the foresight to pull these out and clean them completely. But again, this is about 8 in 10 of my trailers will fail for not having dealt with this area.
Incomplete drying or standing water fails trailers. An inspector will be looking for standing water throughout the trailer. Backs, tops, and sides of gates and doors. There can be a lot of gates, and it's easy to forget to check both sides. Often these areas need a good scrubbing to be clean.
First rule of pigs, I opened this gate when I got in here to inspect both sides. That means I gotta close this gate before I'm back out of this trailer so that when these guys drive away, the trailer's in the same condition I found it.
Hinges or open cavities. Manure and water can accumulate in these areas.
So great spot to trap manure in behind. So I actually will run my fingers in behind just to make sure, and it's good and clean. So you did a great job. Got everything out of there yesterday, got all the material out, and even the seam here, where the puckboard meets the metal, again, you've gotten in behind.
Remember to check the cab too. If you focus on the areas we have highlighted and provided a clean, disinfected, and dry trailer and truck ready to haul pigs, you have done yourself and your company proud. You have done your part to prevent disease transmission in our swine industry, and you will not have to wash the trailer again. Priceless. This project is funded through industry support and the Agricultural Biosecurity Program, ABP, part of the Best Practices suite of programs under Growing Forward, a federal, provincial, territorial initiative. The Agricultural Adaptation Council assists in the delivery of several Growing Forward programs in Ontario.